You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is July 30th, 2024 special meeting of the Michigan City Board of Public Works and Safety. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good morning, Michigan City. I'll call to order the Board of Public Works and Safety for, this is actually a special meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety for Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. I'll call the roll. Ms. Tisdale.
Present.
Mr. Simmons is absent. Ms. Smith.
Present.
Ms. Moore.
Present.
And our attorney, Amber LePage, is here. Mr. York is here as well. And our clerk is here. Our first order of business, or our only order of business today, is awarding of a bid. This is approval of a bid for the Michigan City 2024-1 CCMG paving project. And with that, I am going to hand this off to Mr. Shem Khalil, who is our Global is our engineer of record on this, and to go through maybe the bids and talk about what we're doing, our recommendation.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shem Khalil, Global Engineering, 601 Franklin Street, Michigan City. I have with me Jeff Altman and Jeanette Hicks. If you have any specific questions about the bids, but we put this project out to bid, and we received two bidders, Reith and Riley and Milestone. After reviewing the bids and analyzing the bids, we recommend that we award the bid to Reith and Riley. We are the lowest and responsive bidders. I'll be glad to answer any questions. I think I sent a letter to all of our recommendation.
Do we know what that total bid? Can you? I see it on here, but let's just state it for the record.
So President York, if I may, just real
Yes.
quick while they're doing it, I believe the recommendation is going to be awarding the CCMG, the base bid, in the amount of $2,851,968.57. But also we have two divisions that are alternates, and the recommendation will be awarding Division 1 for the realignment for the two-way conversion for Franklin Street, which is in the amount of $600,866.78. There's two alternates underneath that Division 1 for aesthetic curb correction, which would add $17,340, and alternate 2 for a decorative piano key crosswalk on Franklin Street, which would add an additional $8,598.60. Division 2 would be for the paving of the golf cart paths at the Michigan City Golf Course and adding $236,811.73. So I believe the recommendation is the base bid for the CCMG, awarding both divisions, and under Division 1 is both of the alternates. And I believe Jeff is doing the grand calculation of all of those numbers. But for the record, Reith and Riley is the lowest, most responsive bidder. There were a few bid irregularities found during the process. Shem has outlined what those were. Some of them were math configurations, and Reith and Riley has cured them. So at this point, the recommendation is to fully award it to Reith and Riley, and I'll let Jeff say the grand total.
The total for the base bid and the Division 1 alternate 1, Division 1 alternate 2, and Division 2 is $3,715,585.68. Again, that's $3,715,585.68.
Thank you, Jeff. I just want to make you do math at like 8:30 in the morning. All right. I'm sorry, Dan. So I'm sorry I asked. Any other comments on that?
The other thing is that we have funding for it all, as well. Redevelopment is funding the two-way street, and Controller's Office has advised that we have enough to award for the golf cart path.
Okay, so okay, that was what I was getting at for
Yes.
Division 2. We do have them. Okay, great. Any other comments or questions of the board of Global? Okay, hearing none, I'll open it up for public comment at this time. And Mr. Warner, did you have any comments? Okay. Oh,
I wanted Shem to talk about the CCMG funds as part of that, so we have that in the record.
absolutely. Go ahead.
Sure. The project, actually, the base bid itself, it's a grant by 2024-1 CCMG that the city received back in April, in the amount of 1.48,
Yeah.
exact number 1.48 million. So forgive me if it's off a few dollars, but
Yeah.
that's the amount.
And
It's a
then
50-50 match grant.
yes, and then that's every year, and this year was a special year because they upped it by about 500 grand and added. Usually it's $1 million, so there was $1.5 million they made, and we took advantage of the whole $1.5 million rather than splitting it up.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes.
One, yeah, 1.46 million $881.86.
This thing is a reading glasses.
Yeah, for the record. That's good. Absolutely.
Good.
Anything else to add to that about this? And then okay. I'll open it up for public comment.
Good morning, Scott Melantur on Kind of Place. Sounds great. It's a lot of paving. I missed how much the golf cart path was. Was that like 600,000, 700,000?
$236,811.73.
I'm sure it's needed. I've never been to the golf course, but I'm sure it's needed. I also understand that the grant, the paving grant, is a lot more than the two-way street. The two-way conversion is a portion of this, and then a portion of that project is the paving of it, which is great. But I also understand there are 16 locations in town that are being affected by this paving grant, if I understand things correctly. Is there a list of those, or could we announce those publicly so people see how much work is being done? And is it a PAVE score? Is that the acronym for the PACER? What are the PACER ratings for those locations? Because I know there's a lot of concern in different parts of our community that they're being neglected. So I'm sure this is very fairly apportioned, but if we could let people know that, it's always, I think, a positive for the city. And it is great to hear that we're doing so many things. I mean, 16 locations, I don't know if that's just intersections or crossings, or how many miles of paving are we getting out of this? What's the metric in this world? If we could hear that, that'd be great. Because it sounds like we're, going to be able to do a lot of sprucing up. Some of the stuff we've recently done, for example, Tilden, the repaving and striping of Tilden. I don't get down to that fancy part of town, Lakeshore Drive. But a lot of the new paving in town looks great. The fresh striping is always sharp, looks nice. So I congratulate us for doing all that. But yeah, if we could hear where this is happening in the Pacer score of that to assure people that true needs are being done, that'd be great. Thank you very much.
Any other public comments? Anything online? I see a guest. I'm just wondering. Okay, just making sure. Mr. Ullman, did you have anything to say? Okay. I will say that with the golf paths, I do believe this park superintendent told me that this has been 12 years in the making. So it keeps getting pushed back because it's just hasn't been a priority. But now we have an opportunity because we are doing such a bulk of paving to do this. So it's a great opportunity to take at this time. Do you want to go through the locations? I don't think that's a bad idea. Just to go through those. I just went through them. But I think it'd be better if you guys did that. Just to be quick.
Yeah.
They're pretty easy.
Again, that's Jeff Almos with Global Engineering. The Location one was Barker Avenue. That's from Dewey Street to Risky. That's a little over half a mile, and that pacer rating was 3. We had Cool Spring from Earl Road to Franklin Street. That's about half a mile of street, and that pacer rating is also 3. Southwind Drive from 400 to Village Road. That's a half a mile of street. That pacer rating is also 3. Union Street from E Street to Peru Street. That's about 1/10 of a mile. That pacer rating is 2. Warnke Road from John Rue to State Road 212. That's about 1/3 of a mile, and that pacer rating is 3. Garfield Street from Winsky to Wabash. That's about a little over half a mile, and that's pacer rating of 4. Franklin Street from 10th Street to 4th Street. That's about half a mile, and that pacer rating is 4. Springland from Vale to Porter. That's about 1/10 of a mile, and that pacer rating is 2. Lindenwood from Northbrook to Duneland Beach. That's about 1/10 of a mile, and that pacer rating is 2. Northbrook from Duneland Beach to the East Dead End. That's about 1/3 of a mile, and that pacer rating is 2. Elmwood from Northbrook to Duneland Beach is almost 1/10 of a mile, and that pacer rating is 3. We have Beverly Court from Tilden Avenue to Cleveland. That's 1/10 of a mile, and that pacer rating is 1. And if Gulf Lane from Rogers Avenue to the East Dead End, that's 2/10 of a mile, and that pacer rating is 2. And if Gulf View Road from the South Dead End to Warnke Road, that's almost 2/10 of a mile. Pacer rating is 2. And we have Walker Street from Vale to Grace. That's 3/10 of a mile, and that pacer rating is 3. And finally, we have Southwind Drive at the north turnaround from Village to the North Dead End. That's almost 1/10 of a mile, and that pacer rating is 1.
Excellent, thank you. And just for the record, anything kind of the pacer rating goes to 10. So really, you focus on your lowers, your 4s, 5s, 3s, 2, 1s. Those are your lowest. I believe in the past we've worked a lot on the 1s, so you're not seeing a lot of 1s. There are some 1s out there, but really those 2s, 3s, 4s are what we focus on, and we get them back at to a 10, so we can start the process all over again. Okay. Any more? I don't see any other public comment. Anything online? Okay, I'll close public comment. And any other questions from the board of Mr. Khalil and his team, or of Mr. Warner? Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion. If everything's in order, I assume everything's in order, Amber, before I ask?
Yes.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I hear a second?
Support.
I'll call for the vote. Ms. Tisdale?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Moore?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. I really appreciate all your work. Yeah, absolutely. If you've got one last comment,
Mr. President, if you don't mind, can we have another motion to allow you to sign the contract? Because we're gonna have to send it to the state
today.
very, very soon.
I was gonna. I planned on signing it afterwards. Yeah.
Okay.
After
I
this,
just want to make sure.
don't leave. Yeah. Can we do that after? Do we have the contract and everything?
We don't have the contract yet, though. We have to send a notice of award to the contractor. They will
Okay.
sign.
Got it. Okay.
You can make a motion to approval subject to my review.
Yes.
Yes, I'm okay with that. Can I get a motion to that effect? Anyone?
A motion to approve based upon the attorney's review to go over signatures
I think that's
for
good.
the state. Support.
I think that's good. Are we good? Okay. Call for the vote. Ms. Tisdale?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Moore?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. So as soon as you get it to me, get it to Amber, let her review it, and then she'll just notify me, and I'll make sure that we get it signed.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I know we got a little bit of time, so yeah. Thank you all. Do I hear motion to adjourn? Oh, absolutely. Yes.
I've come into this a little bit later, but as I've gone back and tried to understand the whole process, I really think that we I personally would like to thank you, Mr. York, and you, Mr. Warner, for taking a step back and looking at the Franklin Street project as a whole, as opposed to a piecemeal Band-Aid kind of process moving forward. And I think that speaks well to the vision and the competence, and happy that we are being led by you gentlemen and everybody else surrounded with this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. I really appreciate that comment. I'll allow you to say, I'll allow you.
Well, I believe the end of the meeting is supposed to have public
Yeah,
comment.
sure.
I'm just, we should reiterate that this is all grant money,
The majority of, yes.
great majority of this, so people realize it's not the local taxpayers doing this, but, you know, we're getting grant money for this.
We're leveraging local funds to basically double our money.
That's a great word, leverage. Love it. Thank you.
All right. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Thank you all for being here this morning.